the thing that makes this festival what it is that A, no woman is ordinary, no man is ordinary. Everybody has a special story. And across generations, we hope to make connections. As we honor our wonderful women in uniform, I want to actually welcome to the stage in a moment somebody who has emerged as the star of this year, and I think for many more years to come. And I think that this meshing of different professions, different stardoms, heroines here and a heroine behind the door, whom I'm about to introduce, is what makes We the Women, We the Women. Before I call her on, who's my next guest, anybody? Okay, you have to be so loud that even the colonels get scared. Colonel and major get scared. Okay, so at the count of 3, 2, 1. Let's put our hands together for Ananya Pandey to walk through the door. I want you first to meet with Colonel Preeti Kanwar, Major Bhumika, Ananya. If I can ask you to do the honors. Ma'am, please. This side, this side. Ma'am. You, Major Bhumika. And ma'am, ma'am, come on. And then for Colonel Preeti. And can we have everybody here for a photograph? Yes. Now, isn't this an incredible cross-generational moment? It's wonderful to see because every woman has a story of achievement. Young, my age, older, no one's old here. You're just young, older, and then oldest, right? And Ananya, you missed this incredible conversation with Colonel Preeti Kanwar and Major Bhumika, but we were talking about how many strides women are making in the Indian military. If you just want to say something about your award, do you watch Ananya's?
No, I have watched you, and it gives me an immense pride moment to share a stage with you. I'm sure we are from a different careers, but I'm so happy to be here because I'm getting to see so many people from so many different genres that all are doing their job in their bit, where there are. And it's good to see so much of positive energy here.
Fabulous.
Thank you very much for the award. It was an honor to get it from someone who is also a pioneer and trendsetter in her own way. So thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Hello, hi everyone. I'm honestly really overwhelmed right now. No, but thank you so much. I'm so sad to have missed the conversation, but I'm going to catch it on Mojo's story back at home.
Of course we can. Wait,
yes.
Let's all take a mic and do that. Here you go.
Okay, can we all say Jai Hind once? In the equal tone that we had just the cheering right now. Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, मैं करती हूँ. 3, 2, 1.
Jai Hind!
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Major. Don't go anywhere. Just come, Ananya.
Hello.
Hi. I'm carrying so many mics. Okay, can we have a proper... Hi, Ananya, welcome.
They did very sweetly already.
One more. Come on.
Hi. Hello.
And they're also up there. Please to wave. Upar.
Yes. Hi. So sweet.
And I might ruin a few surprises.
Is it my mom?
Okay, I won't ruin.
Was it my mom? I mean, that's not a
She's right
surprise.
there.
She's in my direct eye line.
Okay. Ladies, please stand.
It's all the fabulous
Oh my God.
Y'all have got more
Oh
cheers
my God.
than me. Guys?
The Bollywood wives are in the house. Can we welcome them too?
We know what everyone's been watching, clearly.
I know. So, that was going to be my big backstage surprise, but they've come and sat in the front row.
And they're not trying to hide themselves at all, clearly, with Seema. Yes, please take a seat.
Okay, that was going to be like, you all took away my headline moment from me by coming and sitting in the front row, but
They're
good for
reality
you.
stars, what do you expect? They know how to grab the eyeballs.
Ananya, how does it feel to be where you are? The bay of Bollywood won't be controlled. You're emphasizing. I mean, it's like, has it been your best year?
Yeah, it's been my best year, honestly, because I feel like everything I've done the past few years has worked up to this moment. It honestly feels like that, and I couldn't be more grateful and more happy to be here right now.
What's made you happiest this year?
What's made me happiest? I think the reactions of people and the audience. I think I've not felt this connected to the audience before. With Bay coming out, with Control coming out. Actually, starting from Kho Gaye Hum Kahan, that was really a film that changed everything. Thank you. Yes, so I received a lot of, not even, I would say, like, I'm not saying about my performance, but it was more about how the character connected with so many young girls and boys out there. And with that, I truly understood the impact that cinema can have. You know, it's not about the box office numbers or always about praise and performance. Sometimes it's mostly about touching people's lives. And I really felt that difference with Kho Gaye Hum Kahan, and then with Call Me Bay, and then with Control. So that's why.
Let's start with this idea of touching people's lives. You actually have your own YouTube channel, your own program, which tries to look for positive stories in an environment where trolling is really cruel. And, you know, all day long, we've been hearing stories from girls who say, this was said about our weight, this was said about the hair on our face, this was said about the color of our skin. Before you had this dream year, have you been trolled in a really horrible, I know you have,
Hello.
but everybody may not know. What hurt you the most that was said about you?
Honestly, a lot has been said about me, so I can't really choose one incident.
But do you remember a moment when you said, oh shit, you know, I have a thick skin, but that feels really rotten?
I think sometimes when I can't control a narrative is when that makes me upset. So, for example, when I just started out in my first year, someone made like a fake account on Instagram, and they started writing that they were in school with me, and I was like this, I was like that, I lied about my education, I lied about getting into college and all sorts of things. And first I was like, oh, no one's going to believe that. Why would someone believe it? But people did believe it. And then when that kind of spun out of control and I couldn't control that narrative, that really upset me, I would say. And then that's actually the reason personally why I started so positive. But once I started it, it wasn't about me. I think it was.
No, I know. You have now like a whole
Yeah.
range of guests walking in. But something triggered you to start it. Do you remember that feeling? Because I really think we undermine how, look, you're Ananya Pandey. You still have the strength, the community to stay online. There are people who aren't famous or accomplished, who don't have and they just go off. And it's a way of silencing women. So I'm just wondering if you remember, like, what was that touched a nerve that you started so positive?
I think just feeling very helpless, that you can't, you know, if you say something back, it's going to start a chain reaction and it's going to be endless. And as you said, I'm in a position of power. You know, I'm an actor. And sometimes I have to be on social media, even if I don't want to be on social media.
Do you not want to be on social media?
Some days I definitely don't want to be on social media, but I also saw like the direct impact on my younger sister Raisa because she's not an actor and she has no plans of becoming an actor. But anytime we posted a picture of her and we used to tag her, she used to be like, listen, don't tag me. Like, I don't want to be tagged because people follow me or they message me nasty things or they write something about how skinny I am, how I look. And that's when I guess what you're talking about, that's when it hit me and I'm like, okay, it doesn't just happen with actors, it happens with everyone, you know.
Yeah.
When I was in school, social media wasn't as prevalent, you know, Facebook had just about come about. And people used to say things at that time, like when I was in school, I'd been called everything from hunchback to flat screen to chicken legs to hairy, you know. So, and
really?
but that was in our school, so we were in a bubble at that time. It wasn't, you know, all over the world, but now, you know, because of social media, the smallest of voice can be amplified across the world, and it's definitely a scary
But
time.
kids can be very cruel without even meaning to necessarily.
Yes.
When those things were said to you at school, did you sort of say, oh, this is just how kids talk? Or did it impact your confidence?
No, the fact that I remember exactly what people said and who said what, even like 10, 12 years later, shows like, you know, the impact that words can have. So, no, it did affect my self-confidence, and it still does to date. You know, I think self-love and is a journey. It's not really a destination. You keep getting a little bit better every single day, and no matter where you are in life, things still affect you.
You know, I was reading this data point just this week that between 15 and 45, women actually don't take decisions regarding their own health, not even their own health. And when we talk about women and how we're feeling and how our health is, we forget to factor in how we're feeling up here. And somehow when we talk about how we're feeling holistically, it's considered like a rich person's problem, a privileged person's problem. So I know you must get a lot of that. You know, you must get a lot of the whole, you're from the industry, you're a Nepo baby, all the rest of that. Has that impacted at any point your peace of mind, your sense of wellness, your sense of sort of just well-being?
It used to at the start. I think it
Like
had.
what would happen?
Like I would just break down. Like I wouldn't be able to. I didn't want to go on set. I didn't want to work. I felt like I'm not good enough. I felt like I don't deserve to be here. I don't belong here. So I used to really like, you know,
When
not.
was this?
This was at the start when I just started out. I would say the first year when this college thing happened, and then that whole round table thing happened, which I think everyone obviously already knows about.
No, tell
You all
them.
know, na?
No, but tell them properly.
Okay, so basically I said something on a round table where I was talking about how everyone's journey is different and you can't really compare any two people. You know, the fact that
Yeah.
I may live in a certain city
Yeah.
and someone's not in a certain city, I already have an advantage over them. So things like that.
Yeah.
And I was sitting with Siddhant Chaturvedi, and he said something in a very like gully boy fashion, rapper, funny way, he said. And then I think it got picked up out of context and people started making memes about it and joking about it. And it really, I think till date is something that's stuck with me. And I felt like, oh, I need to go and defend myself. I need to clarify myself. I need to, you know, explain what I said properly. And I've realized that nothing speaks louder than your work. You know, honestly, you just kind of have to sometimes put your head down, do your best work, and it'll reach people at the end of the day.
But when you would break down on set, who lifted you?
I wouldn't break down on set because
No,
we
I
don't
mean
have the
before
liberty to do
set.
that.
Okay, before
but I guess
getting
my
onto
mom or like my family or my friends, I've had a really strong support system. I've done therapy also in the past. I'm not as regular now.
But you
with
did
therapy,
seek
but
professional help.
I have done therapy.
What made you do that?
I couldn't articulate my emotions. I used to just feel very, very down. And the thing sometimes I feel like with mental health and social media is that you may read something in the moment and you may not realize that it's affecting you. Because I'm fine right now, I'm having a good day, I'm in the car, I'm busy, I'll read a comment and I'll ignore it. But weeks later, it could still be there in your subconscious somewhere, and things like that really pile up. So I think with therapy, I was able to just consolidate my feelings and articulate my thoughts a little better.
Do you think there's still a stigma around talking about mental health? Especially when you live in the public gaze?
There is a stigma, definitely, but I think it's gotten a lot better. I feel like a lot of people are talking about it now. Everywhere I go, there's always a question about mental health. As an actor, I went for the Indian Sports Honor Awards and I was able to host a panel with Sania Mirza and Avni and everyone, and Lakshan, everyone speaking about mental health. And so it's really opened up. I think the conversation has gotten a lot smoother, I would say.
But when you, like, you know, you've just very matter-of-factly said, and then, you know, I also sort of went into therapy, not very regularly, but sometimes. The first time you had to say that out loud, were you squeamish about it?
No, because in my family, it's been very normalized, you know.
Right.
I don't know if I'm saying you also. I can say my mom has also done therapy.
Mom is sitting there,
like
you're asking
checking with her
mom's
if I
permission,
can
is it?
reveal her secrets.
Please
but she's
do.
also been to therapy. My grandmother used to do therapy. My younger sister goes to therapy. So in my family, it's been very, very normalized, you know, to seek help if you need to. And that's why I try to do my bit. You know, I've not kept it a secret. I always talk about, you know, getting help and that I've done therapy. And I'm not an advocate because I'm not going to force people to do something they don't feel like doing or they don't. But I feel like people should try it out to see if it works for them or no. So if by me talking about it, that makes it easier for someone else to go and seek help, that's what I
Did it help
try
you?
to do. It has helped me a lot. Definitely it's helped me a lot because sometimes I feel like when you talk to friends or you talk to family, they have very biased opinions. You know, if you're having a problem in your relationship, sometimes if I tell my mom, then she'll have a bias towards that person, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just want to speak to like a neutral perspective and it's just about ranting and getting your feelings out.
Yeah. When did you know you wanted to be an actor? Do you remember how old you were?
Since I can't remember a time where I didn't want to be an actor.
And was that your dad?
I don't know, because that day my dad was like, even if I wasn't an actor, you would want to be an actor. But I can't say that, you know. I don't know. But I've always loved it. And I mean, when I was growing up, my dad never took me. He used to take me on a film set maybe once or twice. So it's never like I saw him that much on screen. And he wasn't even acting in Hindi films as much when I was growing up. So I didn't see much of my dad as an actor. But I just knew that he had a handy cam and like a video camera, and he used to record me singing, you know, songs from Main Hoon Na and Kal Ho Na Ho. Like I knew every single
Can
lyric.
you please sing one for us now?
Kiska hai ye tumko
Like we have to,
intezar,
right?
main hoon na.
Go for it.
Sing what? What do you want me to sing? Will you all sing with me?
We'll
I used
try.
to know that whole Veer Zara song on the Casio and that Janam dekh lo mit gayi duriyan main yahan hu yahan hu
Okay,
yahan
choose a
hu
song.
yahan.
Choose a song.
I
We'll
sang
get the track
at
out.
3.
We'll get the track out. Get
Oh,
the,
okay.
Choose a song.
Can you all sing with me? What
Yes.
song should we sing? Which one should
Okay,
we
you all
sing?
choose for Ananya.
Choose.
Come on, yeah.
Pretty Woman. मैंने इसे अभी अभी देखा है कौन है वो अनजानी वो है साना या कोई किरण या है कोई जानी उसे जितना देखूं उतना सोचूं क्या उसे मैं कह दूं Pretty Woman देखो देखो ना Pretty Woman. Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Sometimes I just like skim over words I don't know.
Okay. He was handycam for
Yeah,
video.
and he had those cameras that, you know, you
Yeah.
could switch so I could see myself
Yeah,
in the
that
camera.
flip- that
The
flip
one.
viewfinder,
So
yeah.
I was so fascinated. Like, I used to keep being like, show, 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 show. And like, I just wanted to see myself. So my eyes would light up every time I saw myself. And yeah, I've always just been like a filmy bacha, you know, doing, you know, parents tell you to dance at parties. I would not need my parents. Like, ask them. Like, you know, we would
I
just
am going to actually
have
ask them
all
because
our
how can
steps
we waste
ready.
them all sitting here and not ask them anything?
Yeah, like, I have proof with me today.
Firstly, can we have a rousing welcome for the Bollywood wives? Stand again, please. Okay. Okay, can I get you on stage for a moment? Yeah. Come on up.
Hey,
Come on
guys.
up. Come on up. Come on up. Let's just get you all on because.
Hey, guys.
Okay. Okay, come. I'm going to give you all a mic. I know you all will have your own session also.
Don't tell me
but-
all are going to make them dance on Afat.
No.
I can't sing.
Shalini's not here. This is not their session. They will have their session. Ananya,
Yes.
Today, are you the biggest star or Bhavna?
Definitely the wives, Bhavna, all of them, 100%.
I mean, it feels great, awesome, and especially hearing from her.
No, but
I don't
know
have a
you already
choice
said you're
right
the
now.
biggest stars. You're supposed to say, no, bacha, you're the biggest star.
No.
No, we've said it enough.
Okay, what she was saying was that I didn't have to be nudged and pushed into performing. I was just filmy child who was doing this. Do you remember like a memory of her as a child?
I mean, I have so. Oh, this is not. I have so many memories from all the birthday parties. There used to be Ananya. There used to be Shania. That's Mahib's daughter. I'm sure everyone knows. And Suhana, the three best friends. And any music that would come on. And before we could even say, girls, you all know that. You know how you just look. You all know this, your song. Yeah. They would already be on the floor dancing.
Fab. Now, tell us, all of you, 1 month story about Ananya that we don't know.
I'm feeling
Some
like
secrets have to be revealed.
it's a parent-teacher
I've got
meeting.
My serve.
I mean, she's already said this before, but when I was expecting my daughter, I was huge and pregnant. So I used to go to Bhavna's house and I used to order brownies. And this one was a tiny little baby in her nappy. She used to crawl on top of me and sleep. So I had these two babies pushing on my organs, and I was like dying, but I didn't move. And I think Shania and Ananya's bonding happened there. And let me also add that I was the first one to tell Bhavna she wants to be an actress, and she said, "No, Mahip, what are you talking?" I said she wants to be an actress.
Wow. Anyone else spilling some secrets here?
Well, I mean, it's not spilling secrets. I mean, I just heard Ananya say that, she got trolled and lied about her admission in a college and whatever. I just want to say one thing, that I know that she's a voracious reader, and not that it's a secret, but this is something Bhavna has always told me, that she loves reading and she's a voracious Yes.
It's really embarrassing, guys.
I know, you're totally under the spotlight.
Thanks. Seema and I actually cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, honestly, Ananya growing up was such a smart kid. I mean, I remember discussing with Bhavna, she used to take extra math classes. Ask any of those math, some particular class used to take, like the advanced class. I remember asking Bhavna once, kids usually shy away from that. So when she got this movie, she'd gotten into 3 of the top universities that people want to send their kids to. And she's such an intelligent, and she's a super bright, intelligent girl that I was like, no, Ananya, why aren't you going? Why aren't you going? Like, why aren't you going to USC? Why aren't you going to NYU? And the third one,
Bas
I
do hi
remember.
the.
Ananya, what do you feel to see your mom and her sort of friends become these superstars? They're going to have their own panel, like
I
you
know,
saying.
I'm
But
excited.
in typical Bollywood wives way, they are here.
But they
everywhere.
were, this reality show, the public is seeing it now for the first time, but we have been seeing it as kids. Because when they used to have their tea parties, you know, those typical
Were they
tea
as
parties.
mad as they are in the
Maddo.
series?
Like, I feel like this show has happened 10 years too late, you know, because they were really crazier in their youth, which they're still young, but when they were young, our age, I would say. Like.
Well, thank you. In right after Ananya, we will have the Bollywood Wives and Shalini joining them. Can we have a big round of applause? And I'm going to ask you to take your front row seats again.
Yes.
We just couldn't waste that moment. But Ananya, sit. We're still talking.
At least you have enough to dance.
So, if you had not been an actor,
Yeah.
what would you have been?
Oh God, if I had not been an actor, I would probably be, I mean, it's going to sound like I would be a primary school teacher because I love kids. I love doing
Really?
anything with kids. So maybe
That's
like a
so
primary school
nice.
teacher because then I could like take naps also, you know, with them in their nap time. Not some heavy teaching.
Did you ever think about being a teacher?
I mean, I've just loved kids. So if I have to think about something to do with kids, I would say that, or something maybe with animals, or I would say a doctor, because I know no one would trust me in an operation room. But my grandparents were both doctors from my dad's side. My grandfather was a heart surgeon, and I loved biology in school. It was one of the subjects that were my favorite subjects in school. So there was a brief period where I was like, should I become a doctor? Yeah.
And then?
Then now I'm here.
And
No.
do you love it, or are there days when you say, okay, why did I do this?
Become an actor?
Yeah.
I love it. I love acting. Let's put it that way. Like when you're actually on a set and doing
Yeah.
the job, I love that. There are days where I don't like love the frills around it.
Yeah.
Probably like getting ready is exhausting.
Yeah.
Sometimes promotions can be repetitive.
Yeah.
So the other stuff I don't really love, but the acting, I don't think there's a moment where I don't.
How
enjoy
do
it.
you keep like some amount of normal life?
I really try my best to keep it normal, you know, and I have like Sohana and Shania and Navya are my best friends, you know, and they come from film families as well, but I also have a very tight group of school friends who have nothing to do with acting, you know, they're all doing different sorts of jobs. So my school friends who've been my friends since they were 4, so when I spend time with them because they have nothing to do with the industry, I really feel like truly myself. Like I feel very like they treat me the same as they did when I was in school. And I try to go out also as much as possible, you know, if I'm...
But are you like able to just go out now without paps and bouncers?
It's not possible, but I try my best, you know. Sometimes I'll just put a mask on and travel, you know. When I was shooting Dream Girl in Mathura, that time I used to go and we used to buy like, you know, mithai on the road, and we used to buy like bangles, and we used to just roam the streets. So as much as I can, I do. I
What's
try
the
my
last
best.
normal thing you did?
The last normal thing that I did.
Now you can't look at mom to give answers.
These questions is on the spot thing is very tough. What's the last normal thing I did? Say something. It's going to sound like not normal.
Like what? Like what is normal for you? Your normal can be different from someone else's normal.
I mean, like I do clean my dog's poop and piss on a daily basis. I don't know if that's like normal.
That's normal.
Yeah.
You clean it
I
yourself.
cleaned my mom's house that day. She's a very messy person. So I went down and I was like, I did do that yesterday. I did clean the house. Yes.
Yourself.
I was delegating the tasks to people, but I did do a good job at cleaning
But you were responsible.
I was
for it.
responsible, yes.
Okay, here's my question. How do you, as a young woman with a mind of your own, voracious reader, may have been a doctor, may have been a teacher, you're in this industry where how you not just how you act, but how you look is a large part of, you know, being a star. But you don't want young kids out there to be looking at these images and thinking Instagram is the real world, because it's not. And, you know, we've had stories all morning of people have said we were bully make, we used to put a finger in and throw up, we're anorexic, we had, you know, body hair where we didn't want it, and people just fall actually really mentally ill because of this. And we live in this world which is literally all about the image. How do you approach this? What do you tell yourself? What is your relationship with your own body? What is it that you want to convey to other young girls?
So for me, I try to keep it balanced. You know, being glamorous and looking a certain way is a part of my job, so that there are times where I dress up. So it took me time to get ready like this. You know, it took me like an hour and a half to put on this outfit, do my makeup, do my hair, take pictures and come, and that's a part of my job, and I have to do that. You know, I'm getting paid to do that. You know, people are coming to see me look a certain way. And there are days where I don't look like this when I have my time off. And I show people that as well. You know, if you see my pap pictures, normally I don't have makeup on all the time. I'm in my chappals and my, you know, ghar ka clothes all the time. And even on Instagram, I post pictures like this also, but then also without filters, without any makeup on. So I keep it balanced, and when I have made an effort to look this way, I make sure people know that. I'll never lie that, oh, I just woke up like this. I never say that, you know. It's like, I took time to get ready.
Did you ever go through your journey? Because I've seen perfectly, firstly, I think everybody is beautiful, so I don't actually rank people in that way. But did you ever go through that journey where you looked at somebody else's pictures and you said, oh my God, they look so much better than me, and have a confidence issue?
Constantly. I mean, like, Instagram does that to you, know, because everyone doesn't post their failures on Instagram, or their bad days. Yeah. You know, everyone's only posting their good days on Instagram, and you're constantly comparing yourself with someone who you think has a better life, or is constantly traveling, or looking happy, or doing this or that. It always happens, you know. And I've also obviously had that, but I've kind of realized, as I said again, that self-love is not going to just happen in one day. You know, I also have days where I'm not happy. Like, I was traveling a lot. There was Diwali and my birthday, and I put on a lot of weight. You know, I was not fitting into my skirts. They had to add like extra panels to it and everything. So I also have days like that where I don't feel as confident and as beautiful. But you have to just go through those days. You know, you have to just let yourself be. I think that's the most important, and that's something that I've really done, to just take every wave as it comes, you know, every mood as it comes, and not be too hard on yourself. And as an actor, the best I can do is talk about it. You know, if I'm feeling like I put on weight, I tell people that, listen, I'm also not feeling my best today. So I've really realized that talking about things makes a big difference.
But you know, I know how much you admire and admired Alia Bhatt. Yeah. And Alia was at We the Women last year. And I was shocked to discover that someone like Alia said
when she came with Shaheen.
She came once with Shaheen, and then once she came by herself. And she said that she had issues with her body, and she had to go into therapy because she had issues with her body. Alia Bhatt. And it kind of makes you wonder that there's something wonderful about all the adulation that all of you get, but there also must be something so, like, constantly feeling like you have to perform. And that, you know, to live like that for a long time must be emotionally exhausting.
Yeah, I mean, when I started out, I was 18 when I started acting, and I didn't even know the concept of a diet or training or working out. Yeah. And at that time, I went through a lot of body image issues because it was the first time I was also seeing myself on camera.
And what would
they
you
say
feel?
that everything looks 10 times bigger
on camera, for sure.
So suddenly it was like, oh, your thighs are too big, this is too big, you need to lose weight.
You felt it on your own?
I mean, like, there was chatter happening around, or I would also feel that, you know, I need to lose weight, or I need to put on weight. There was Tara also was in the film, and Tara's stunning and beautiful, and she's a ballet dancer, so she had a certain kind of body, so I'd be like, why don't I look like her? You know, so you're always comparing yourself in that sense. But the more that I've grown and the more work that I've done, I've just really become way more comfortable in my own skin. Because actually Vijay told me this when we were promoting Liger. He said that right now, you know, if you're not yourself, 100 people may like you, and only 10 people may like you for being yourself. Yeah. But in the long run, you'll feel so much happier that, you know, even those 10 people liked you for who you actually are. Because after some time, it's just going to get exhausting. Like, how long can you keep up pretending? We're anyway, you know, not ourselves in front of the camera. Then to do that off camera is honestly exhausting.
I mean, you need some corners of reality, right?
Yeah.
The whole Nepo kid thing, does it bother you?
Not anymore.
Did it used to?
Yeah, obviously it used to bother me because I felt like I was like, this is also my dream. You know, just because my dad's an actor, that doesn't mean that I should shy away from it or be like, okay, no, I don't want to be an actor. But I think the important thing is to acknowledge the place that you're in. I've always said that I've had an advantage. I've always had that one step into the door. I've you know, started earlier than everyone. I had that, you know, privilege to be able to do that. So acknowledging it is obviously the first step. But once your film comes out, after a couple of films, it kind of becomes a even playing field, you know, then the audience judges you for what you are and what you're presenting to them.
And there are enough filmy kids who never made it that big.
Exactly, and then there are so many outsiders, the biggest stars in our country, who don't come from film families. And I feel like this insider-outsider thing is dividing the industry. Because growing up, when I saw my dad, who didn't come from a film family, and Shah Rukh sir, who didn't come from a film family, and then I saw Sanjay uncle, who did come from a film family, they all were friends. There was no, you know, division that ye insider hai, ya outsider hai. We are all friends. That's what I grew up seeing the industry as. So now when I'm a part of it, I'm like, why can't everyone just, you know, be friends and get along? So I feel like there's this whole insider-outsider thing is just dividing us within the industry, and I think everyone needs to realize that the industry has given us so much, the audience has given us so much, so to just like work and put our best foot forward, there's no point cribbing and complaining about things.
Your dad was a proud father following you around with a video camera when you were a child, and he's obviously a super proud...
Shalini Parsi in the house.
Okay. Oh my God.
Before the claps came, I was just
oh my God.
telling everyone.
What are these Bollywood wives?
It's a rage.
They are a rage.
They are a rage.
Oh my God. Can we have a big round of applause for Shalini? Shalini, please stand. Shalini, please stand so we can see you. Shalini.
I love that sweet kid's face who's waving at her.
Where?
There, right behind her. He didn't say hi to me so sweetly.
That's so sweet. Okay. Of course, we were planning this grand entry for the Bollywood wives, but they've all come front of stage.
We'll do it again.
We'll do it again.
Yeah.
Okay. My question was about your dad. I'm saying he was such a doting father when you were a kid, and he's obviously a doting father, super proud now. But does he feel like today you're a bigger star than he was, and is that weird for you?
I don't know if that's necessarily true. I feel like now, just because of social media, things that we do are way more amplified. But if you really look at India as a country and the interiors, my dad will always be one of the biggest stars, at least to me. You know, everywhere I go, they'll still play, you know, all his songs, Lago Patte Wali or Saat Samundar Par, and that's iconic, you know. And I think what he did at his time, we can't do it anymore, you know. The industry is a very different time. The definition of star has also changed so much. But I know for a fact that he's very proud to be known as my father. Like, anytime he goes somewhere and they're like, oh, you're Ananya Pandey's dad, he gets really, really happy. So that I know for sure.
So let's talk about Call Me Bae. Yes? What?
Love it. Hashtag Behan Code. Love you guys. So sweet.
Okay, what do we want Ananya to do? The monologue, or are we doing a song?
I don't know anymore. Which monologue?
Okay, what's the song? Okay, what? One at a time. You're all...
I sang for you all. What else? No. Huh?
No, they want...
Which monologue? I don't know any monologue.
What?
Hashtag Behan Code. Affirmations. Yes, I can do that.
Okay.
Everyone can follow up.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. What is it? How does it start? Oh, I am Bae. I'm here to slay, eat, love, and pray. Seize the day. Yeah. I like forgot it. I was like, huh.
So, Bae was such an interesting character because
The
you were
best.
like owning all the criticism that somebody could level against that character with absolute like self-deprecation. What was it like for you?
It was so much fun. I had the time of my life playing Bae because, as you said, the tone of the show was only very self-aware and self-deprecating. It was very on the face about that. And I feel like rarely do we do stuff that has like pop culture integration in it. And I love that it had that. You know, it had a reference to Sid and Kiara's wedding and things that, you know, we talk about as the youth, but we don't necessarily see it on screen. So I liked being a part of something like that. And yeah, on the get-go, get-go only, they say words like privilege and bubble. So you're acknowledging that already and you're getting past that and then really getting into the show.
So you're kind of owning that
Yeah, you're
whole
owning that
privilege.
space.
Yeah.
But I also liked that, okay, the show was fluffy and privilege and that sort of thing. But Bey as a character, there was so much to her. You know, she really had a heart of gold.
Yeah.
She went through a change. She never let go of kindness, even though people said lots of stuff about her. And that's something that I could relate to her.
Like, I was just going to ask you that. Like, did you kind of identify with it?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think I'm exactly like Bey, but I'm not. I'm very, very different from her.
How are you different?
She's like me into 100. Like everything she does is like drama and 100 and like all of that stuff. And like she's obviously lived a very different life from me. You know, she's from Delhi and she got married at a very young age, and her mom and her dad put a lot of pressure on her to be like this perfect wife. And you know, she lived in an uber privileged life, and then she had to come to Mumbai and hustle and figure it out. And yeah, but I really liked her core as a person. It was my first time doing comedy as well.
Yeah.
And I liked that at the end of it, the show also spoke about women empowerment and, you know, Me Too and all of those things that we don't really address on screen. So it was nice to be a part of something that's a part of the bigger picture.
You played a journalist.
Yes. Seeing your eyes come on me.
No. My trick question is coming now. Is there a question you would really like to ask of anybody in the world if you were interviewing them, and what would that be?
Oh, God. Huh? Who to ask? What do I... Just, okay, I really like this motivation. I want to ask her, yeah, what gives you the courage? What gives you courage?
Because I love what I do. I really love what I do. And the other thing that gives me courage, and again, there are shitty days, there are days that you feel like, why am I doing this? It feels thankless at times. It feels dangerous at times. I've been to war zones and, you know, all conflict zones. And I mean, literally, I've lost track of the number of wars and conflict zones I've reported from. And when you risk your life and you sometimes come back and you feel, okay, why are you doing it? And then you will meet a young girl somewhere and she will hand you a note. And this has literally happened to me in literally every city of the world I've traveled to. And she will say, you know, I was so-and-so years when I saw you doing this story, and it changed my life. It made me feel I could do it. And then that's
amazing.
That's why you do it. You do it to touch somebody's life.
Exactly.
And I'm sure it's the same for you.
For sure.
I'm sure it's the same for you.
For sure. Yeah, like after Kho Gaye, I mean, it's so different from what you
Yeah.
said, but I remember after Kho Gaye, Hum Kahan came out, random people from school who I hadn't spoken to in like 10 years messaged me and they were like, we feel represented and we feel seen, you know, because you played a character who is showing her insecurities and showing her vulnerabilities. You know, growing up, we saw very glamorous heroines who would wake up in their chiffon nighties and have makeup on, and pigeons would fly, you know, when they woke up. And then we also saw a time when there were just real women on screen. You know, there was like Konkana in Wake Up Sid, and you know, there was Janelia and Jaane Tu Ya Jaane Na, and those are the girls I saw on screen growing up, and I was like, that's me. Like I felt represented and I felt seen. And if I can do that through my work, if I can make a young boy or young girl feel like they're represented, or one of my films is their comfort film, that's like a big victory for me.
That's such an important thing because, you know, the reason we have this door is it's a metaphor about women opening doors for other women. Down the generations, for each other, doing something, making that space so that somebody else doesn't have to push that door. Just before we close, Ananya, what's something you want to say to all the young girls here?
Wow, it may sound so cliche, but be yourself. Don't listen to what anyone says. This is something that I took time to understand because I would also, you know, when people were like, your voice is annoying, you look like this, you look like that, I would also start believing these things. But over time, I've realized that being myself is my greatest superpower. So I would tell you all to just be yourself.
And before we honor Ananya, is there something you want, a request? Dance.
On what?
What? Give a track, no. Give a
I'll
track.
have to take my heels out. It's little...
Hello. Call me Bey. Okay.
There's no dance in Call Me Bey.
Bhi utar gaya.
Na?
Do we have a track? Go for it.
Dhime. Oh.
Wait. You play the track, she'll follow. Otherwise, this is endless, many requests.
Which
Chunky
one
sir
should we do? There's no dance in Wake Sonia. Don't play.
No, okay.
Uh,
Chunky sir song.
We can do like
Lal
What, he was
dupatta wali.
squatting on the ground now. Neelam is a better, person to do that.
Okay, come on.
We
Say
can
a
do
song.
Main Tera Tota with Neelam.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to give us a second for us to pull it out. In
But
the
these, will y'all know like Main
in the
Tera Tota and
meantime-
all, na? Yeah.
In the meantime,
I've taken my
okay,
shoes
tell the
off.
song again, please.
Main Tera Tota, tu meri maina.
Oh my God, they know all the lyrics. In the
Saat
mean-
Samundar is an easier dance to do.
Okay, so which one is it? They're pulling out something now.
Surprise us. Saat Samundar. But I don't know the steps.
Surprise
Saat
us.
Samundar par.
Okay, anybody wants to?
Come now, you are very eager. I'm loving you. You come.
Yeah, she's the in-house. Come on, come on.
I love it.
She's
Loving the energy, man.
okay. That's it. No more. I'm not having any more people on stage. Just
Neelam?
two. And now we're waiting for the song. Neelam chahiye, Neelam chahiye. Neelam, please. आपका गाना है.
No, Saat Samundar is.
नहीं कर रहे हम. What are we doing?
What song is this? It's Main Tera Tota. You have to come. You have to come. I'm taking my shoes off.
मैं तेरा तोता तू मेरी मैना मैं तेरा तोता तू मेरी मैना माने ना क्यों कहना फूलों के जैसी तेरी जवानी फूलों के जैसी तेरी जवानी जाने क्या जादू चला मेरा दिल तोता बन जाए कैसा मिठू मिठू बोले हाय मेरा दिल तोता बन जाए कैसा मिठू मिठू बोले हाय
You all have to come up now. Come.
Thank you so much.
Okay, girls. Thank you. You're a great sport.
I love these old hook steps that were just this,
I know.
you know, now it's become so
Sorry,
complicated.
the Bollywood Wives have already headlined the event, so we can't make them walk through the door. But they're back. And before we let Ananya go,
I should put
we
my
are
heels
going to
on.
make all 5 of them present Ananya with that
Yeah.
award for Star of the Year. Ananya, aa jao
I'm
yahan
just
pe.
swearing my heels. Sorry.
Okay, can we have the award, please?
What am I getting?
You are getting Star of the Year from
Oh,
us.
how
And the
sweet.
Bollywood Wives are going to present it to you.
Thanks, guys.
Mom. Mahip.
All the moms.
Okay.
Come, Shad.
Let's hear it for Ananya. Come on, show her some love, guys. Another round of applause. At the count of 3, 2, 1, we're going to do Call Me Babe. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Call me babe.
My mom almost burst my eardrums.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This has been like actually the best audience that I've interacted
Isn't
with
it?
ever. Honestly. Love the energy and ask them some spicy questions, guys,
Absolutely.
please.
Thank you.
Love you, love you, love you.
See you soon. Bye. There.